All right, today I'm going to show you how to use the Casio FX9750G2 calculator to graph a function. I know some of you are using this calculator. This is not the calculator that I would suggest. The calculator that's on the ACT, MCA, textbooks, college classrooms, things like that would be the TI-83 Plus or the TI-84 Plus, so I'd suggest you get that one. I know some people are still using this Casio FX one, so I'm going to show you how to use this one to graph as well. From the main screen, we're going to click on Menu. Now from here, there are many different things you can get into. We're going to go right over to where it says Graph. So hit your arrow key over to Graph and hit Execute, E-X-E. From here, you will see a list of places where you can type in your formula or your equation. We're just going to use the first one, y sub 1. So this is just our first formula. And today we're going to use just x squared plus 2. So I'm going to use this button here because that's going to basically just plug in my basic variable. So in this case, because we're using a y equals x something, it types in the x for you. So x squared plus 2. Oops, didn't go with 2. There we go. So I've typed out my formula, or my equation right here. This is saying y equals x squared plus 2. That 1 behind it. Notice that all of these are the same except for the number there. It's just saying you can type in more than one line or more than one graph if you want. We just happen to be on the first one. That's all that's saying. So hit execute on that. This one is now typed in. So it knows it's going to use this line. If you want to see what that graph looks like, then you just click draw. It is on these tabs here. It is the 6th one over, so we just hit F6, draw. It'll give you a graph and show you what the graph looks like. So x squared plus 2 would look something like this. Now if I want to view lower on the screen, I would just hit my arrow down. Now I can zoom down. Well, I shouldn't say zoom, I'm just moving downwards. If I wanted to move back up, I just hit up on my arrow key so I can move up and see what it looks like. If I wanted to move over this way, just hit over this way. You get the point. You can move around with this one. You can also zoom on this graph. So I'm going to hit Shift. I have to hit that yellow button to shift, and then where it says zoom is above F2. Now I can pick, do I want to go zoom in or zoom out? Let's say I wanted to zoom in on this. Now you can see where my cursor is, and I do have the power to move that around. It's going to zoom in wherever I have that cursor. So let's say I put the cursor right there, hit execute, it kind of zooms in towards that position. But now again, I can move up and down. Kind of recenter this a little bit. Move up and down with that graph. Maybe I wanted to, I don't really like where it's at here. I want to zoom back out. Shift, zoom, this time zoom out with 4. Execute. And now you can see there is my function on the graph. Okay. As well as being able to graph it, you can also find the table. So we're going to go back to menu, click menu. Here is our table. So we need to move down over to table, hit execute. Again, it's highlighting that this is the function we're using, that same x squared plus 2. So now I'm going to click on table. It'll give you, this one only has 5 spots. It's an XY table with 5 different x values, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now notice that the output is all of the y functions, or all the y values. If x is 1, y would be 3. If x was 2, y would be 6, 3, 11, 4, 18. These all correspond to your ordered pairs. These are all points, 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 11, 4, 18, and so on. However, let's say we wanted to find different x values. So let's say I wanted to be at -3. I just type in -3 on the calculator, hit execute, and it would put it into this position. Let's say I moved 2 down, so this one is highlighted, and I wanted -1. Type that in, and again, it automatically fills that piece in. I'm also just going to go ahead, call this one -2. Oops, execute. Come down, call this one 0. Execute. So below 0, the next one I would want would actually be 1. So now my table goes from -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. But I want it to be larger. I want a bigger table than that. That's all right. I can just go row and add another row beneath it. Okay, notice all it did is copy that exact one that I had. I'm going to add another one then. Now I'm going to go ahead and change these x values to 2 and to 3. Now it should make a perfect mirror of my table. So -3 goes with 11, -2 goes with 6, -1 goes with 3, 0 goes with 2. That should be my vertex, and I can see that everything mirrors around that. Here's 0 with 2, then 1 is with 3, just like -1 is with 3. 2 is with 6, just like -2 is with 6. And if -3 is with 11, then 3 should be with 11. So now I can use this table function to help me write out my tables from the calculator. Okay, that'll cover it for that video.